Model of the Heart by Elizame S. Dacuya.
Hello, I'm Elizame S. Dacuya, and I will be using a simple model to demonstrate the basic anatomy of the heart. The materials that I'm going to use are
Starting off with the materials, we're gonna use 24 ounces of water, food coloring or red colored water flavoring, 3 plastic bottles, 4 bendy straws, tape, and tool for poking holes. For the assembly of model, remove the caps of the bottles. Only two will be used for the model. In the first cap, poke two holes, one the size of the straws and another smaller hole. In the second cup, poke the two holes the size of the straws. Second, connect two of the straws by pinching the top of one straw and sliding in the top of another straw. Tape the two straws together to avoid leaks. Repeat with the other two straws to achieve two sets of connected straws. Next, we're gonna reattach the caps of the bottles. The cap with two different size holes goes onto the first bottle, and the cap with two equally sized holes goes onto the second bottle. Next, insert the connected straws into the holes, connecting the first and second bottles with one set and the second and third bottles with the other set. Lastly, fill the first two bottles with water to 75% capacity, leaving the third bottle empty. Add food coloring or red colored water flavoring to the first two bottles. Before we start using model, we need to discuss that each part of the model represents the heart. First bottle represents the atria, second bottle represents the ventricles, and the third bottle represents the body. These straws connecting these bottles represents the heart valves of the heart.
Of the heart. We're going to begin our demonstration by pinching the straws connecting the first and second bottle. This is going to represent the closing of the heart valve between the atria and the ventricles. We are then going to squeeze the middle bottle, representing the contraction of the ventricles that forces blood from the heart to the rest of the body. We're going to keep the middle bottle squeezed, but we're going to stop pinching the first set of straws. This represents the opening of the valves between the atria and the ventricles. Keeping the middle bottles squeezed, we are now going to pinch the set of straws between the second and third bottles. This represents the closing of the valve of the ventricles. We are then going to stop squeezing the middle bottle. This will allow the ventricles to refill with blood from the atria. You can then repeat these steps to mimic the pumping of the blood by the heart. To recap, the squeezing of the second bottle represents the contraction of the ventricles, and pinching the different sets of straws represents the opening and closing of the heart valves that keeps blood flowing through the heart in one direction.